Hey there guys, howdy, welcome back to another awesome video, and today's movie review is going to be of A Bug's Life. So A Bug's Life follows a colony of ants as they're trying to manage their way through this bug world, this bug's life, if you will. And one specific ant in particular thinks in order for them to be protected and defend themselves from other predators, specifically grasshoppers, he goes on an adventure to find warrior bugs. So this movie is directed by John Lasseter and Andrew Stanton, the king of Pixar and some guy. I'm sorry, fellow Andrew. I really am. But since this is a Pixar movie, of course, the animation is phenomenal. This was still Pixar in its earlier years. This came out in 1998, so a few years a little after, of course, Toy Story. Although Toy Story was a game changer with its CG animation, this one definitely, you can tell, is a little bit more smoother. Nothing against Toy Story's animation, it's still great, but you can kind of tell there are a few little things here and there that they weren't fully rendered, specifically the human models, more than the toy models. Here, everything looks more fleshed out, everything looks more, like, definitely more polished. With our main ant, our protagonist, Flik, voiced by, I want to say the guy's name is Dave Foley. I could be wrong, I kind of forgot the guy's name, I feel a little bad, but he's got that likable charm, that optimism in his voice. I think that fits right for a character like this. There's Julialouisdreyfus, who's the princess, or the soon-to-be queen, and I feel this is very fitting for her to be in a movie role like this, not specifically this role, but to be in a movie in the 90s because she was popular in Seinfeld. We have the little sister Dot, who's cute and very open-minded. We have those warrior bugs that are essentially circus bugs. They're performers, and they're run by a guy named P.T. Flea, voiced by John Ratzenberger, but I think it's funny because I never would have thought of this when I was younger, but I kind of think it's interesting that he's called P.T. Flea, kind of like P.T. Barnum. But with the circus act, they're fun, they're entertaining. But I think the one that definitely stands out to me, and I think he was definitely meant to stand out because you can't unsee this guy's voice, and he was just a big thing in the 90s as well, which was Denis Leary. I mean, I don't know, something about Denis Leary is always interesting to see him in just movies. And this one, I think, just almost takes the cake in terms of his most insane things he's done or said, and that's saying a lot since Denis Leary is known for just rambling on about random shit in his own script.
I want to smoke a Cuban cigar the size of Cincinnati in the non-smoking section. I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to.
But let's talk about something that I know for a fact no one is going to want to talk about in 2024, and that is Kevin Spacey as Hopper. Look, let's get this out of the way, people. I'm not going to address his accusation and allegation and all that stuff, but hear me out on this. I'm not going to address anything, but hear me out on this. Kevin Spacey was all over the fucking map when it came to the 90s. He was almost like Hollywood royalty. He was untouchable. Especially when he had so many other movies under his belt, like Usual Suspects, which came out in 1995, Seven, which came out also in 1995, and then literally a year after this, he would be starring in American Beauty. I love Hopper. He is so intimidating. And there's just a presence that Kevin Spacey really brings to this character, and there's almost like a sliver of gravitas he kind of adds to this as well. A maybe je ne sais quoi, or some sort of creme de la creme, if you will. He is pretty much probably the best part about this movie, and one of my favorite things about this movie. Everybody, for the most part, ranges from likable or neutral, but Hopper, he's iconic. And not to mention, he's got Richard Kind as his brother. I think that's kind of funny, because you've got such a aggressive antagonist, and he's got this very sentimental, sympathetic little brother that he's got to watch out for. The only thing I could say that might be an issue to this movie or a detriment to this film, besides the fact that I know some people are gonna just be down the comments section about ants or Bug's Life and all that other stuff, and you know, I'm gonna be honest, this is no biasry or anything like that whatsoever, because I've never seen Ants, but I always preferred Bug's Life, and that's not biasry. If that is biasry, then that's there's nothing I can do about that, but I don't see that as biasry, but I prefer Bugs Life over Ants. Anywho, something that definitely hasn't aged very well is the lie reveal story. And I know this is very early on in the era when you have a lot of movies that do the lie reveal story, and Pixar has done some of them, Disney's done some around this time. But I don't know, looking back on it, it is kind of like, it doesn't take a lot of time to sit and be like, oh, we hate you, Flik, for lying to us. And it doesn't take like an hour or 30 minutes to really let it be this uncomfortableness. It just kind of does its thing, does its purpose, does its point, and then it gets to the next thing. But it's still like, it feels kind of needed but unneeded in a weird explanation. I don't know. I think the heart is still there and the humor is still there, and it's not one of Pixar's best, but I think honestly it's kind of a little underrated. So I'm going to give Bugs Life, I'm going to give it a B+. Let's give this movie some credit for having those bloopers. I missed when Pixar had those bloopers. Seriously, what happened to those? Can we maybe at some point bring those back? Pixar, can we bring those back? Disney, can we bring those back? Yellow Shoes, please. But Bugs Life, have you guys seen it? What did you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please smash that button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell. Do new videos every day of the week. Share the video with your friends. All the good stuff and more. Leave some suggestions in the comment section. You name it, I'll look into it as best as possible. Look out for another movie review. And whenever this gets uploaded, this will probably be in between shorts, in between streams. So all sorts of fun stuff like that, more reviews, more top 10s to look forward to as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.